Welcome to Zen Yoga. Can you do the challenge? Can you hold and be within yourself for this time? Finding a comfortable seated space to land, come into an easy breath. Let go anything that you don't need. Let's begin by waking the body and bringing it into a relaxed state with the breath. So you're inhaling up, breathing down, bellows breath. Just finding your space. Arms out to the side. Let's take a side bend as you slide one arm out, the other over. Keep your tailbone stretched down, sits bones connected to the earth. Just find that stretch on each side. And then twisting. Find a full body twist. As you inhale, feel length in the spine. As you exhale, settle even deeper into your sit. Take that twist to the other side. Once you set up, let your head look away, finding that full spinal release. Everything softening into the space as you prepare for 3-minute Zen holdings of several poses. So as you interlace the fingers and stretch them away and then up, cradle the back of the head, and then elbows come together gently, stretching out the upper back, releasing through the shoulder blades. Inhale, exhale. Knowing that moving in a yoga practice requires effort, stillness requires engagement and discipline. So shifting your legs, the first holding for about 3 minutes is going to be in lotus. In this practice, I will talk you, guide you into the pose, an occasional prompt, but I invite you to go inward. This is a time of silence and stillness. As you find that Zen space, invoke breathing. Invoke deep, connected breathing. releasing lotus. The next holding will be in child pose. So finding your way to your most comfortable child. Maybe you need a blanket for knees. But find your way into a space that feels nurturing, safe, and a complete place of letting go. Child pose. Push away any thoughts, any distractions. Hear your breath. As you inhale, follow that journey of the breath into the body. And that journey as you push the breath out. Fully expand the lungs on an inhale. Feel the entire body push breath out on your exhale. Releasing child. Preparing to come into camel pose. So this is a gentle camel, just a slight rounding of the body, elbows pulled back a bit. Head is lifted just barely so the neck isn't crunched. Soften through the face. Notice if the tongue is stuck to the roof of the mouth, and just release the tongue in the mouth. Soften through the cheeks. Encountering this pose with determination. Keep the awareness focused. Notice how your body is responding. The work of a pose often begins when you're absolutely ready to come out of it. Stay with it. Releasing from camel. Preparing to come into a seated position for modified dolphin on each side. So folding legs over to your right, hands on either side of that front leg. You can lower your body a bit, or you can keep arms straight. Or maybe start with arms folded and then straighten them. But just find that position where the arms are strong, the spine is long, top of the head reaches away. Feel grounded in the center of your body. Allow yourself to notice the space that you're going into with this silence. Is silence an easy holding, or is it a challenge? Again, shifting if you need to straighten arms if they were folded a bit, or fold if they were straightened. Sensation is part of the practice, but not discomfort. Make minor adjustments, but try to remain as still as you can. Letting the mind focus on nothing. Absolute nothing. Just the breath. Deep and full inhale. Complete exhale as you switch legs to the other side. Just take your time, finding modified dolphin on the other side. Soften your jaw, the entire front of the face. Shoulders relaxed. Invoke the feeling of simply being present. Invoke presence. slow your breath down. Feel every bit of the inhale and every single part of the exhale. Notice where your mind is, and then let it go. Let the breath blow thinking away as thought bubbles. Let the breath blow thinking away, clear the mind. Moving into the next pose. Have the strap handy, sitting in a basic staff position, folding your left leg in, fold it over to the side. Right leg takes the strap, preparing to hold. Arms comfortable around the strap, left leg as relaxed as you can get it. Holding in a pose develops what yoga calls witness consciousness. So perhaps explore what that concept might mean for you, or just let it wash away if it has no meaning. Holding develops witness consciousness. You're in the practice, but you're a witness of the practice. Accept the stillness and the quietness of the Zen. Find your space. Moving out of the holding on that side, straightening the left leg, bringing the right in, finding that comfortable place for the sole of the foot to be against the leg, placing the strap. Breathe, sit tall. Consider, what is it that you need from this practice? What is it that you need? And then resolve to make space for it, simply to let it in. The challenge of letting go of a busy mind, a busy schedule, filling the space with noise and activity. Just explore what it's like to be in quiet, still space. Soften the belly with every inhale. Draw the belly button in for the exhale. Soften, inhale, pull in to exhale. A few more breaths. Preparing to release. Stay with the holding. And then releasing. Preparing to move to mountain. So just slowly working your way to standing. Maybe take a sip of water if you need that. But coming into just a resting mountain before we come into a full mountain. Again, absolute stillness is thought to be the hardest practice in yoga. It's a meditative practice. This is not a practice for everyone. You may find that you absolutely dislike this, or it may take you into new spaces. Preparing for full mountain with arms up. Find a way to be in this space. Hold the stretch, let the muscles relax. If this absolutely won't work for your arms, you're certainly welcome to do mountain with arms at your side. But push the sensation. If sensation becomes strong, just focus on deepening the breath. Breath is soft, gentle, full, and natural. Maybe bring the hands down to the heart just for a stretch, a relief through the arms, or keep them up. The This practice is a disciplined practice, but it should not be painful or extremely uncomfortable. So small movement, certainly okay, but try to stay with the inclination to move out of the practice, stay in the stillness, stay in the pose. You're more than 3/4 of the way through the Zen practice, so wonderful work. Balance, align, be present. Releasing the mountain. Next holding is goddess pose. So again, if you need to pause and get a sip of water, or maybe just hold the mountain pose as you let the arms readjust to being back at your side. Stretch a bit if you need to. Try to stay in whatever Zen space you may have created for yourself. Easy, full and complete breath. Maybe finding Ujjayi breath, that slight constriction of the throat, so that you can hear the breath a bit and it becomes a more focused breath. It brings the mind right into this space, focusing on the breath. Scanning your body, noticing if there's any place that you can relax just a bit more. Noticing how your body feels compared to when you stepped onto the mat. Again, you are 3/4 of the way through our practice. Remember to breathe, feel, relax, watch, and observe. Witness consciousness. Enhancing perception. Preparing to step wide to come into goddess. Only as wide as it's comfortable. Slight bend in the knees, torso comes straight down. Not bending torso forward, just straight down over the legs, arms in cactus. Considering what stories did you bring to the mat today? Acknowledge, observe, and then simply breathe. Let your subconscious do the work. Simply be in the breath and in the body. If the arms are tired, bring them to the heart for Anjali Mudra or to the waist for a few breaths, and then try to resume cactus arms. Slight adjustment in the bend of the knees if you need to. A stretch, a movement, and then resuming your holding. Beautiful work. Long holdings are a challenge, physically, mentally. emotionally, but we're working to integrate all the parts, slowing it down, finding presence. Breathe in, long spine, top of the head reaches for the sky. Feel grounded on the body. Releasing Goddess. Finding your way out. We're coming into Stargazer pose on the left and the right. So stepping toward the back of your mat, right leg steps forward, hands sweep forward into Sleepwalker. Come around behind. Find a comfortable clasp, perhaps not pulling back as far as you would in a moving practice. And the head doesn't look up as far as we would in a moving practice. So just a slight lift of the chin. Release the hands a bit if the shoulders are not comfortable. Feel the strength of the legs. Maybe find Ujjayi breath again, constriction of the throat. Deep breath in and out. Check in with your presence. Presence on the mat. Notice if the mind has wandered off. That's natural. Just acknowledge that and bring awareness back to now. Hear the breath as you pull it in and push it out. Stargazer with left leg forward. As you finish this holding for Stargazer, rotate through your senses. What are you hearing beyond the background music? What do you smell? Touch, noticing the feel of the floor against your feet. The air against skin. Sight, what do you see? If eyes are open or if they're closed, what do you really see? And then taste. Is there any taste that you're aware of? If the mind wanders, rotating through the senses, a wonderful meditative internal exercise. Yoga is the settling of the mind into stillness. A few more breaths before preparing to release. With intention, releasing hands, stepping out of the pose, working your way down to the floor, legs extended out in front, and then coming down onto your back. Strap around the feet, hip stand with the strap, and you're certainly welcome to not use the strap, but if this will help you keep the legs straight as you push them up into the strap, checking in with your body, noticing how you feel, feeling the inner echo of this holding. How's that showing up for you? If the neck is stiff, turning the head from one side to the other, but feel the entire back body on the mat. And arms can come down to the ground if you'd like to do that, holding onto the ends of the strap so the arms aren't reaching, but with or without the strap, keep those legs extended as straight as you can make them, and simply move into presence and breath. Keep the legs as straight as you can as the soles of the feet reach for the sky. Knees can be locked. Hands behind the legs, if that will help with a little more support. Continue the breath. Push into any sensation with breath. Simply acknowledge whatever shows up and breathe. Releasing. Preparing for the last two holdings. So just take a moment, legs are folded, and then bring the left up to cross over the right for face-up pigeon. So one arm under the calf, the other grabs the heel or the foot, and then extend the right leg fully to the floor. Tuck the chin in toward the chest, stretch out the back of the neck a bit. Not pulling too strongly on the leg, just enough to open the hip and let the muscles stretch for face-up pigeon. Let your mind notice each place where the body is supported by the earth. Feel the entire back body on your mat. Inhale fully, exhale. Heighten awareness with the breath. Bring the knee toward the face and then release that leg, bringing the other leg up. Right leg crosses onto left. Extend your left leg out for the final holding. Face up pigeon. Float on the awareness of stillness and breath. Is there any place in your body you can release just a bit more for the final few seconds of your Zen yoga practice? Breathing in, breathing out, full and deep prana, the breath of yoga. Releasing, knee comes toward the head, safe release. Gently make your way into a seated position, shifting your energy. I invite you to enjoy a short crystal bowl healing conclusion to our practice. Namaste.